get ready for this week's spill.
Grab your favorite drink and come hang out with us.
So this week, we are kind of changing it up from our originally planned episode. Yeah, things got a little messed up.
Yeah, life kind of got busy. So we're going to have to move stuff around.
Yeah, so instead of like conspiracy theories and stuff this week, we're going to do like kind of life advice and like growing up and moving out and yeah.
Be a shorter one too. I think the conspiracy theory one would have taken a while, and I don't want to like time. Right, and I don't want to short that one because that'll be fun.
Yeah,
so we'll get to that one.
But we do have bubble tea again.
Yes, we do. I feel like we've missed bubble tea so many times.
Yeah,
because it's either been too early or just like
didn't work.
Yeah, we do have it.
I got my go-to strawberry chocolate with strawberry. Laura found out today that they don't have popping pearls anymore, so we got strawberry jelly.
And if you remember, I don't know if it was the last one or 2 episodes ago, I was like choking down the jelly because I was like, I don't know why they gave this one to me. I hate it. That's all they have now.
But see, I feel like mine was pearls.
Yeah, yours was normal.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there.
Converting, but like mixing.
Yeah, like we just want the popping.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find a new bubble tea place. Which sucks because this one's right behind Cass's place.
Yeah.
So
it was nice and close. Okay, first sip. Tastes delish like always.
Oh, mine's strawberry. I don't think I said that. Not that anyone gives a fuck.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, me and Laura haven't seen each other for 2 weeks, as you guys know. So yeah, this is gonna be a good episode, I think, because we'll be talking a lot.
Yeah, we had to lay out like a full how long? An hour?
Like hour and a half.
Yeah, once I got here so that we could just like catch up and stuff. It feels so weird.
Yeah.
It does. Like I know for you guys, like we've had a few people reach out and be like, "Oh, it's weird not having an episode this." Like it's weird for us, guys.
Yeah,
like we haven't seen each other. It's weird.
Yeah, and we missed you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off with this one, I'm just gonna jump right in.
Do it.
So basically, yeah, just talking about like moving out and our struggles. So for me, I moved out when I was like 19, I think. I did, so graduated high school and did 2 years of university and then met my boyfriend. And then I was still with my parents like the first 6 months or something of our relationship. Just did like long distance. And then moved out there with him like 6 months in, which is really fast.
Not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Don't knock it.
That's true.
That works for a lot of people.
I mean, it's been 9 years for us.
Yeah, like almost 10.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
Moved there, and that's like 3-ish hours away, and lived with him and his family, and then we would commute to work, which was like an hour there, hour back every day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how far out you guys were. An hour?
Yeah, about, yeah. And then, so we lived there for like 7 months and got sick of it and moved back here. Yeah, I know. And then we lived with my parents when we moved back for, I don't know, maybe like close to a year while we saved money to like move out.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Frick. Okay.
And then I'll leave it there, and then I'll let Laura like talk about her first one, and then I'll talk about like when we actually like moved into our first apartment together.
Oh God. Okay, so I moved out when I was 17. The reason really was I got into this like really, like I was a really bad teenager, and I got into a really big fight with my mom and my, at the time, stepdad. And yeah, it just, bottom line, I just like I didn't want to stay there anymore. So I left with my then boyfriend, and we got an apartment with him and his brother, which literally consisted of a chest with a TV on it, a lawn chair in the living room, and a quilt and 2 pillows in one of the bedrooms. all we had our first night there. I think it was like that for probably a week. But yeah, that's like, I mean, I'll get into it a little bit, but I mean, that first place sucked. Like, we had cockroaches and stuff in our, no,
Oh.
cockroaches was another place. I'll get there.
Oh.
Maggots. This first apartment we were in, we had maggots in the floorboards, and we had mice. And we were on like the third floor. And I remember there was one night I was like standing, this is when we finally had couches and stuff. I was standing up on the couch because I saw a mouse run across the living room, and they had to like catch it with a laundry basket. Yeah. So, mice. All of my places until like my first home. Like all of my apartments I've ever rented had infestations of some kind.
Every single one?
Everyone.
That's one thing I never dealt with.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, ever.
Yeah, one had maggots and mice. One had cockroaches. One had bats.
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 Inside?
Yes, because it had a chimney. Like a fireplace and a chimney. We had bats.
Mhm.
We had to get those like bat sonar. What do you call them? I don't know.
Like
they're
the
like
sound things?
Yeah, they're like speakers, and they put off like
frequencies.
Yeah, that get bats to fuck off. But yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know. I'll leave it there for now. Because I think that like it sounds like you had a little bit of time before you started renting like
Yeah, so while we were living with my parents, I want to say it was like a year of saving.
Which is smart.
Yeah, or it's because we were bad with saving money.
No, or it's
Which
just
was like-
smart. I didn't have a choice. I had
Yeah.
to be on my own.
I think though after high school I was like ready to get out. So our first apartment, oh, I remember being so excited when we got the call. Yeah, I had to go like view it by myself with my mom. They called us, I want to say like less than a week after saying that we got it.
Aww.
Yeah, so then we moved in. All of our furniture was like given to us, which was kind of nice. We didn't have to like put money into it really. So the bed like we already had, which was mine. Same with like dressers and stuff was all like stuff I had already. And then our couches, TV stand, like table, whatever was all like given to us from family. And then, which made it like a lot easier.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like a lot of my stuff too. All like given, like hand me down furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. I feel like for a first place, like a lot of people do that.
Hell, even for like not a first place. Even
Yeah.
now, like the furniture to this day that I have, some pieces are still from like family members.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute though to like point out in your house, oh, I got that from them or this from them.
Mhm.
It's like little reminders of people. It's
Yeah.
cute. There's your first tip.
Yeah, really. If you can, if you have family that has like extra stuff, I would go that route for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Take
like
it.
really, who cares?
Especially when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not trying to win any homeowner awards. Take the couch.
Yeah. And then that place, we were good for a bit, but then we like started to feel like the problems with living by yourself and like the struggles that you have to like go through.
Okay, before you get into that, are you comfortable talking about what you paid for rent back then?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's going to be a crazy difference.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so just what was your first place, your rent, and then what is it now, if you're cool saying
that's
that.
fine.
Okay, just so like
So-
people know, it's like ridiculous out here.
I think, okay, so that place was actually huge. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Was it an apartment? It was an apartment.
Yeah,
You
it
already
was an
said that,
apartment,
duh.
but it was like a massive apartment, like
Okay.
over 1,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was big but older.
Okay.
It didn't have in-suite laundry, and then we just had to pay like rent and power, and then like our TV.
Okay.
So rent, I think it was like $950.
Okay.
I think
That sounds
or
about right.
$975, something along those lines. It was 9 something, like the higher nines.
Yeah.
And then now we live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo, which is like smaller than that one. But so that was, what year was that?
I was gonna say how many years ago?
Like 2015.
Yeah.
2016?
Yeah.
Okay,
Somewhere
so
around there.
now 2023, 2024,
Yeah.
we're paying 1350. So I mean,
Uh,
like, it's a jump, but not a huge jump, I guess.
okay, so my very first one, the Maggot and Mouse apartment, which was like in a kind of like a sketchy part of town. Keep in mind, I had no say in this apartment. This was like my then boyfriend and his brother got it, and like I just kind of piggybacked because I
Hmm.
was having issues at home. Um, Still technically my first place. Rent was $800, so his brother paid four, and then him and I paid two each.
Yeah.
And and that was just like a little, yeah, shitty two-bedroom apartment. And now I'm in a three bed, three-story duplex, but it's older, it's dated, and we are paying like just about 1,600.
See, but that's the thing. Like, now, even apartments, if, like, we were to move out of this one to go to, like, a different
Mm-hmm.
apartment or house or whatever, you're
Yeah,
starting at, like, 16.
yeah,
Unless you want to live in the shits.
exactly. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
for an apartment, 16 and
yeah.
up? No. Like,
Well, and we're really lucky, like with the place we're in now, like still renting, because who the fuck can afford to buy a house right now?
yeah.
But the place we're in right now, we have been there for so long now that they haven't raised our rent crazy, but we were looking, and in the same area, similar sizes are like starting at $2,000
Yeah.
a month,
Yeah.
and it's like insane to me. That's almost double what we were paying. Like, I lived in this apartment in 2014. Double
Hmm.
in 10 years. Rent has just about doubled.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's insane.
And we just go with it, right? Like, what are we
Yeah.
gonna do?
Because it seems so gradual. Like, it'll be like a $50
Hmm.
here, $100
But it
here,
adds
another
up.
50. But then you look back and it's been 10 years. And it's like, holy fuck, I'm doubling what I paid for rent.
But wages and stuff are also different now. I mean,
That's
Saskatchewan
true.
is still at the fucking bottom of the totem pole. Like, we're the lowest
Yeah.
minimum wage in Canada, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
Like, for people who are making minimum wage, I really feel fucking sorry, because how are you affording to live if
Like,
you don't have dual income?
no. Like, you'd have to be working fucking 14-hour days, 7 days a week. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, back then, oh my God, if I try to live today,
No.
because what were the wages back then? $10?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Like,
think my first job, it was like
11
ten
maybe?
25 an hour.
Yeah.
Oh no, my first job was like $9 an hour. And then I think it was 10.25
Yeah.
something. But again, that's like how many years ago? More than
Hmm.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into your first place.
Okay, so that one, yeah, we started to like feel like what it was like to live on our own, and like, you have to live and learn. You can't just automatically, I mean, unless you come from wealth, I guess, and your shit's paid for.
Or luck
Yeah.
somehow, right?
Like, you feel the struggles of moving out by yourself and having to pay your own bills, get your own groceries, like,
Yeah.
do your own shit. So we lived there for like a year almost, I think, maybe
Hmm.
like 10 months.
Okay, so close to a year then.
Yeah, and then money started to like get tough for us. And then so we moved out of that place and then got our second apartment. Okay,
What's
this is
wrong with the second one?
it was really nice and cute, but it was a lot smaller,
Okay.
and the landlord was a fucking creep. There was a day that I was
Oh.
sleeping. Yeah, my boyfriend was gone at work, I think, and I was there by myself sleeping. The landlord just like openly came in, didn't let us know, nothing. All of a sudden, I heard, like, I was laying in bed and I heard the door open, so I
Ew.
hid under the covers.
Yes.
Yeah, I did, and this fuck came in to our apartment. Didn't know that I was in there, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like I waited till they left.
You just sat under the covers? You didn't
Yep.
even say anything?
Nope.
I would have been like, get the fuck out of.
I
No, I
mean,
wouldn't have.
yeah,
I would have hid under the covers too. That was such bullshit.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So we got the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, and then after that one is kind of where we really started to struggle.
Okay.
So we moved into like a newer apartment after this second place. After doing this, I realized like how many places we actually lived.
Okay. Before we keep going, do you want to do a rundown, like a very, very quick rundown of how many places you lived until like your current one? We'll just because
Are we counting parents or no? Or just like ourselves?
I guess from the time you like officially left home,
Okay.
because I went back to my mom's twice as
Okay.
an adult. But yeah, just like and then yeah.
Maybe I'll just do like first apartment.
Okay.
I feel like because home is like home. 6,
6.
I think.
Okay. And that's including this one?
Yeah.
Okay, I had because we did a lot of midnight moves, like when I was with my ex,
Hmm.
because I don't really give a fuck about clocking him. He's a piece of shit. Um, he would not pay rent, and we'd get evicted, and then have to leave in the middle of the night,
Hmm.
and we'd leave furniture behind and shit like all the time. So we went to probably 5 or 6 apartments, and that was before I was with my husband. And then him and I have lived in only 3 places.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so whatever that adds up to, I wasn't doing the math. That many places, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know though. So we've kind of bounced around,
Hmm.
which seems
Yeah, I didn't
natural.
realize until I like sat down and like figured my
Counted them
shit
out,
out for
right?
here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, before I get into like the shitty parts, I'll let you talk a bit. 'Cause I feel like I'm really
No, but it's so hard with things like these because our experiences are so different.
That's true.
So like when we do episodes like this, it's like sometimes it'll be like one of us has more to say than the other one. So like don't worry
Yeah.
about it, it's fine. I guess really all I can say to get up to this point, like the struggle was always like from the minute I moved out, it was a struggle. Um, and all these houses I lived in with my ex, um, constant financial problems. Either I wasn't allowed to work, or the money that I was making was not my own. Enough said. And it was getting spent on things that were not rent and groceries. So I feel like I don't know if that's the same struggle as being like, trying to be responsible as an adult. It was like a different struggle, right? Like we didn't have rent, we didn't have groceries,
Yeah.
but like power was getting cut and hot water was getting cut, but it wasn't because like
You're doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say without sounding shitty. Like it wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted. That was just the situation it was. But
I feel like a lot of people go through that struggle. Like
mhm,
we did.
mhm,
Yeah, like after we moved out of the place with the shitty, creepy landlord,
yuck,
um, and moved into like a newer apartment, the rent was more, obviously.
mhm.
Actually, the rent there is the same as what we're paying here. And
Really?
yeah, that's like a pretty big gap between years.
Yeah, that's
So again,
crazy.
like wages were lower, but
Mhm.
at the time, like, oh yeah, like we can afford it. We're good.
Oh,
Nope. My boyfriend at the time started to like have health issues. That was the apartment where our power got cut off, our heat. I had to give up my truck. Like everything happened all at once there.
yeah.
Um, and I remember, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, but like
It's
I'm gonna
not.
say it because people probably have gone through this too.
Someone's gonna feel so much better hearing that they're not alone when they hear
Yeah.
this stuff. So like
So
just do it. It's okay.
the day that our power got shut off, I remember running an extension cord into the hallway to like charge my phone.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh my God.
Yeah, we were still young. Like, I mean, that
Girl,
shit happens today still.
we're still young,
Yeah,
okay?
but I mean, like
I know,
newly,
like
like
early
whatever.
20s or like
Mhm.
late teens.
And so, yeah, because he like wasn't working as much, his end of things weren't like picking up the slack, and it was too hard for me to do on my own.
Well, yeah. Single income is like
Yeah,
Not
especially
possible.
especially then, right? Like I was working retail at the time, so like retail is not it's not good money.
No, not where the money's at.
No, it's really not.
Especially when you're like the only one able to work.
Mhm.
Right? So kind of like similar, like obviously different situations, but like not your fault either.
Yeah, and at the time he had like a commission job too, which also sucked. So
Hmm.
it's like not consistent. So it's like, okay, this month you only make this much. All
And
right.
then to be completely unable to be at work at all.
Yeah. So that was like a shitty time. We got evicted out of that place actually.
Okay, so you have been
Obviously.
evicted before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so have
Yeah.
I. Like a good chunk of times.
Twice.
Oh.
Just
I've
twice.
never, like, me and Marcus have never been evicted from a
Yeah.
place. We've only been in three. Technically two. Like, our first place together was a basement suite.
Hmm.
And then we moved to the main level. And then now we're in our house that we're in now.
Yeah.
But prior, I think we got evicted all but two of our apartments.
Yeah. So this one we did obviously for good reason. Like couldn't afford shit. So like I get
See
it.
ya.
Yeah.
Did you ever lose out on damage deposits?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be cutting in and out all the time with
No, that's
questions.
fine.
But you did?
Yeah.
Okay. So did
Um,
we.
not every place,
No.
and it was mainly due to that, like not like paying rent or whatever, because they kept
Yeah.
it obviously.
Yeah.
And then that one, yeah, I don't even know how the fuck we made it work, but we ended up getting another vehicle, and then
Okay, so you had one vehicle
yeah,
at the time, right? Okay.
yeah, so ended up getting another vehicle, and then moved all of our shit out until we got another vehicle though. So we rented a U-Haul, obviously. We kept the
Mm-hmm.
U-Haul longer so we could get places.
Oh my god, really?
Yep. And then yeah, once we got the vehicle, obviously the U-Haul went back. But
Okay,
like
that's the move. Keep the U-Haul.
I mean
That's so smart.
yeah, tips, you guys.
Yeah, see, this whole thing's gonna have tips. If your power gets cut,
Yeah.
use an extension cord. If you don't
I
have a
mean,
vehicle,
that's
rent a
illegal
U-Haul. Oh, is it?
because you're technically stealing power from like
But it's the whole building. You're in the building.
yeah. I mean,
What?
in a pinch, like what else did we like what options did we have?
I
So,
used
I
to
mean,
charge my phone in my car. The
yeah.
the the first apartment I ever lived in when I was like 17.
Hmm.
Power cut. I had to charge my phone in my car to like call my mom.
Yep.
Ugh,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
yuck.
And then, okay, that one, after we moved out, um, we found another place. And that one was fine, but that one, again, started to get too expensive. And then we moved into a basement suite. And I
Mhm.
said, I would never live in a basement suite. I would never live in a basement suite. And then,
Sometimes you have to.
yeah,
That sometimes that's the only thing you can
this
find.
one was actually like, well, okay, I thought it was nice until we like moved in. The owners lived upstairs and they were fucking weird.
It's exactly my situation. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah, like so weird.
Yeah.
And then that one, I remember like having to ask my mom for help because, again, like my boyfriend was like shitty with money and like still working a commission job and it just like was not cutting it. So yeah, I remember having to ask my mom to like help us with rent.
We've had to yeah, I've had to do the same thing with family.
Hmm. And like his parents have like helped us in our struggles with like food or whatever if we needed it.
Yeah.
Like don't be afraid to ask for help. If your parents are willing to help you, then like
Or any family.
yeah.
You know what too? Like, oh, this is really getting real, isn't it? Like I used to have to go take again with the ex, his health card and my health card to the food bank and get
Hmm.
food bank groceries. Otherwise, like I was not eating.
I never went to the food bank, but we did whatever the program is, like downtown or whatever, where you like go in and you like talk to a worker.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, while he was off work, we used that for like a few months or whatever, where they'd like cover like groceries and stuff
Okay,
with
yeah.
like vouchers or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So kind of the same thing.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
And then, yeah, after the power loss apartment, then yeah,
All of mine.
we moved to a different apartment and a basement suite, and there it was just like whatever.
Yeah.
And then from there, we moved into here, and now I'll leave it because like here, I don't really have anything bad to say, so I'll let you like catch up to me.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I briefly went through all the places, but it was so my first apartment, whatever. I think we just left that one because I was pregnant and uh I didn't want to live with my boyfriend's brother, obviously.
Yeah.
So we moved and that that apartment was fine and we could afford it, but he wouldn't pay rent. So we did a midnight move out of that one to another one, which had cockroaches. So we did a midnight move out of that one into another one, which had bats. So
That's
we
nuts to me.
like it's
bats.
so. But these are the places this fucker was picking for us to live.
But I guess because you take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
You need a roof over your head.
Yeah. He also sucked.
Yeah.
So like whatever.
Yeah.
But like get us a decent fucking place to live, man. And then we had one more, and then I left with my daughter. She was like a year old. It's like all these places within 1 year. Like I only lived with him until my daughter was like a year old, and then have not ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So then my next place, I went with my daughter to my mom's temporarily. We stayed with her for a little while. I don't remember how long it was. And then I got a place with Marcus. I don't remember when we moved in together. I think it was 2016 or something like that. And yeah, we lived in the basement with the weird neighbors upstairs, and then I was pregnant again, so we moved to the main level of that place, and then moved into the place we're in now because we just needed more space.
Yeah.
And that's where we've been. And like even in this place there have been some struggles. Like definitely we've had I don't know if it's just like we've had bills catch up to us and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or like even something as simple sometimes as like you miss a bill 1 month and then it's doubled and you can't afford it doubled. Like I think that's usually what it's been for us. Like it'll be like somehow you just miss a month.
Yeah.
And then you can't afford to double it the next month. But yeah. Things like credit cards and stuff. Did you ever have credit cards?
Yep.
Not good.
So my actually I got two at once, and I shouldn't have because I was young.
So did I.
I was young and stupid.
18, two credit cards
Yep.
at once.
And my limits on both were very high, higher than they should have been.
What were your limits?
10 on one and 5, I think, on the other one.
Mine were both 2. That's it. But I maxed them both.
Yeah, so did I. Because I was young and stupid.
Yeah, same.
I was fucking buying whatever I wanted. I was going out every weekend. I was being fucking stupid.
Okay, I was buying groceries.
Yeah, not me.
And I wasn't even the one that racked them up to that four that like they got racked up to. Was not me even. So,
but now I have
credit card debt.
One, and it's a lower limit.
Good.
And I've like built myself back up.
Good. We love to see it.
I have like no debt anymore aside from like whatever credit card, but I pay it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another thing.
Don't get credit cards, please.
Not when if you're responsible enough, just don't do a high limit and don't be stupid.
Don't move out and get a credit card and try and like solve your issues with it.
And
don't put anything on a credit card unless you fully intend to pay it right after.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
Use it to build your credit. It's not borrowed money. Or I mean, it's borrowed. It's borrowed money. It's not free money. It's not free money. It's borrowed.
Yeah.
And you have to pay that back. It's not just for you to have.
Yeah, but in my little 18-year-old
Ours,
head,
both of us did
at
it.
least you used yours for food.
I
I
had
was
to.
living at home still, and I just fucking went buck wild.
I love it though.
Like,
You don't do that either.
don't do that.
No, please no.
It's a very big lesson that I had to learn.
Oh my god.
I mean, you do recover, because, like, I'm glad I'm at the spot where I am now.
We do recover.
Okay, so yeah, bottom line is, if you get a credit card, don't max it out. But yeah, so this current place, like, for the most part, it's been fine. There's been a couple hiccups, like, during COVID.
Oh,
That was, like, a harder time. And we were late on rent, like, once during COVID, but just late.
COVID should be a whole episode one day.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Continue.
But yeah, never, like, missed rent. And same with, like, bills and stuff. Like, here, I think, has been our, like, best years as, like, partners and, like, in a relationship together, living together, living life.
Us two in the place we're in now.
Yeah, like, this place, like I said, no debt. I made sure that everything that we have, we own. Like, our groceries, we always have groceries. Our bills are always paid first. Like,
yeah, us too.
Yeah.
Which is, like, good, finally, right? After that many years of, like,
hell and
struggling, and yeah, to finally be in a place where, like, you're, like, financially stable.
Yeah, and healthy, and, like,
and yeah, 100%. Which, okay, so this all kind of was like the, I don't know how you'd put it, like the, not informational, but like the financial side of things, right? Like, this was like moving out and being financially and whatever, all the, I don't know what the word is. You know what I'm trying to say,
finding ourselves as, like,
yeah, like just becoming an adult and, like,
doing the things.
Yeah, like physical transitions.
Yeah.
But we also kind of want to talk about, like, emotional transitions. And, like, yes, we talked about, like, the moving out and living alone, but, like, not about the things that you just kind of, like, emotionally go through as you grow out of being a teenager and into an adult. A big one, I think, that people don't talk about as much is, like, outgrowing people, specifically friends.
Yeah, big time.
Uh-huh.
I think, yeah, during, like, the move out stage, even getting into, like, your first, like, real, like, relationship, that causes a lot of, like, change.
Yes. Because you're learning to live and coexist with someone, like, full time.
Yeah, so it's, like, trying to juggle that, plus, like, at one time you had, like, so many friends, so it's like, okay, how do I do this, but, like, also see my friends, and, like, also make sure that my relationship stays healthy,
and trying to build a career at this age, right? It's a lot to balance.
I think at the beginning of, like, our relationship, I still, like, was partying, but we were doing it together. And so I still had, like, the friendships and whatever, because, again, everybody was still, like, partying.
Yeah.
And as we grew up and realized our priorities, a lot, and I mean a lot, of my friendships started to, like, dwindle.
Yeah. Which is definitely, like, a big part of it all. And especially for me, because I had my daughter so young. Like, I think I was 18 when she was born. Lots of friendships. And especially that young, like, lots of people that young still have, like, party priorities and different things they want. Like, I fully, as soon as I found out I was going to be a mom, fully 180'd. That's all I cared about. It's all I wanted to do. And there was very few people that, like, supported that. So from that point, definitely I outgrew all but, like, very, very small handful of people that I still now talk to.
Yeah.
Very, very small. Emphasis on the very, small, very small circle.
But even me, like, I hardly talk to anybody anymore. I don't know if it's because I stopped going out all the time. I don't know if it's, because I'm a homebody and I like to just, like, lay low and go to
Yeah.
work, do my shit, and like, you know,
Well,
I'm
and like,
not out gallivanting and like
mm-mm,
spending my money recklessly anymore. Like, I have
that too.
so many more like higher priorities.
That too. And I think the thing about outgrowing friendships specifically is that a lot of them are so amicable and like not a falling out. It's just like a fade.
Yeah,
Like a
one day
fade
you just
out.
don't talk, and that's
And then a week's gone by and then 10 years have gone by,
yeah,
right? And like I don't know. I think to anyone that's kind of had that experience or had people fade out or been the one to fade out, doesn't have to be like a nasty thing. It doesn't have to be a big falling out, is all I'm trying to say.
yeah. No, it doesn't. But see, nowadays, so I mean, I've lost so many friendships. As shitty as that is, I really have.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like there's a lot of people that I've like reconnected with.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Like a couple people that I used to hang out with all the time will like send each other messages here and there, and like that's super cool. It's just now finding the time and like getting the courage to go and see them.
Yeah.
And like, I'll be honest, I've bailed a couple times on people already.
I do that too. It's just like I think even like now the reconnecting stage, I think everyone's kind of starting to get to a point now where we're like late 20s. We're kind of all trying to like round it up and, you know, become like full functioning adults. I feel like your 20s you get to be like half kid, half adult, but I
Yeah,
think in your 30s is when you're like full blown. You have to be a grown up now. So I think everyone's kind of coming around to that. And I definitely think it's possible for like friendships to reconnect now at this stage. But like you said, like it's hard because
I
so much time has gone by and
yeah.
like so much is different that it's like,
What the hell do we talk about?
yeah,
Is it just gonna
like
be
the
like
good old
us,
days, right?
yeah,
Like,
us reminiscing, or is
yeah,
it gonna be like a fresh, like new
yeah.
friendship?
Well, and the other thing too that I notice is like when you're in high school and when you're a young adult, you're hanging out with people just because you have fun with them. They're just fun to be around, right? But as you get older, the friendships you develop are because you have things in common or because you value the person or because they bring something to your life that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that too has something to do with why you outgrow people is because like when we're kids, everyone's fucking cool to hang out with. But once you start growing up and you're like, this is who I am, this is who I'm becoming, I need people that align with that.
Yeah.
And you have to be more picky with who you spend your time with.
I think it's because like you value yourself
Yes,
more.
I think so too.
Yeah, you're like growing into like who you have always wanted to be, and
Yeah.
like yeah, so much stuff changes.
Yeah. And who you surround yourself with is who you are. So you want to really be careful with who you're like associated with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird now, like I'm gonna bring up social media a bit too because
Yeah.
Facebook specifically used to be my whole entire life, and I used to have thousands of friends on there.
Same.
My friends list is 300 people.
Yeah. Same. Mine's very small. Like I think around 300.
And like most of it is like family or
Yeah.
or like friends of family or like
Mm-hmm.
whatever or yeah.
Yeah. So did you have a day too or like a week where you went through and just deleted everybody?
I think more so kind of when like me and my boyfriend got together
Yeah.
because now it's like okay, a lot of those were like flirty sometimes or like
Yeah.
whatever, and like you
Yeah.
grow out of that, so it's like get out, and then it's like okay, I don't talk to you anymore, get out.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen each other in 3 years, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
But the people that yeah I specifically like wanted to keep are on there.
Yeah. So it's for a purpose.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big part I think about the growing pains. Using the title in the episode.
It is like a pain though,
It
especially
is.
when you lose people. Like
Yeah.
you go through depression probably,
Mm-hmm.
or like maybe not that extreme, but some people probably do. But like
some
sadness,
why-me's.
yeah,
Why-me's. Or stuff like that.
it's hard when you get older because, yeah, you're mainly focusing on, like, your career, your home,
Relationship.
and, like, you don't really see anybody.
Yeah.
You see who's in your little small circle, and that's it.
Well, and like, I feel like you have a lot of extra time when you're still a teenager or like an early adult, and we just don't have that time anymore for a million reasons. Like for you, you were saying, right? Like you have a job, you have a relationship, you have your three beautiful kitties, like that need your attention and your love and your snuggles.
They're like kids.
They are. And then for me too, like I've got a husband and I've got kids and I've got a home that I need to keep clean and like a business and we've got a podcast, right? So
It's a lot.
you have to be really picky with who you're giving your extra time to because there's not much of it.
And most of my extra time is literally my family.
Yeah.
And
You.
yeah, you.
Yeah. Like literally.
And I mean, and the people that I see at work.
Yeah. That's just kind of all it comes down to at this stage, I think, is like you got to prioritize, and some people just aren't going to make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds mean, but it's not meant to.
No, I just feel like everybody has their own lives, priorities, time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, okay, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but do you? Like,
Well, yeah.
no, you fucking don't. I'm at work from like 9 a.m. to like 6:30 every day, Monday to Friday.
So what do you think is supposed to happen in the evening? You're supposed to get dolled up and party and be at work till...
How the hell am I gonna come home, cook supper, fucking try and do some type of exercise, apparently, because everybody needs that in their life.
Hang out with your boyfriend.
Have a relationship with literally anybody else. Like, how?
And still have downtime. And clean the house.
You don't. Like,
no.
And I think a lot of people still at our age don't understand that. And they get butthurt.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I think it works nice with us. Like, if you were ever to be like, can you come over? Like, let's hang out, but I'm going to be doing laundry and like dishes. I'd be like, cool, I'll come help.
Yeah.
Right? Or like, I have to get groceries done. You want to come walk around with me and we'll go like stuff like that, right? Like, you just have to find
your people.
Yeah, and time.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big part of the emotional side of it. There's a lot of other emotional things that go into like their growing up. Okay. So I'm not even gonna like pretend. I was looking on TikTok at like things people had posted about like, oh, growing up sex.
Mm-hmm.
Because besides like the obvious things, it's hard to just like think of things to say. So many of them though were like the emotional stuff regarding like your family. And I feel like people don't realize that once you move out, like you've been with your parents or parent or family, whoever you lived with,
your entire life up until...
Yes. Yeah. You wake up and they're there. You eat breakfast, supper with them, whatever. They're probably doing your laundry for some of that time and cooking your meals. Like,
it's the weirdest thing not seeing my mom out of all people.
Yeah.
Every day, or like going weeks without seeing her.
Yeah.
Or like 3 days without texting her sometimes.
Yeah.
Or like, it's like, what the hell? Like, my mom is like my favorite person.
I know, and mine too, but you go from living with someone for the better half of like 20 years to being without them every day. And I think that was probably above everything else the hardest part. Is like, I don't know about for you, but for like the first probably year, I would call my mom crying like at least once a week. And like, I hate it here. I want to move back home. I don't like this. And I have little siblings too. And they would call me crying. Like, we want you to come home. We wish you didn't leave. And like, oh, just terrible. Terrible, terrible. Like living by yourself. And then having like all my little brother used to call me crying. He'd be like, why can't you come home? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not
it's
like
terrible.
That. It's not that easy. I think the hardest part, for me was when I moved away, like, from the city.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
And, like, having to miss, like, the odd, like, holiday or whatever with my family. That was weird. Like, I had my boyfriend's family, which I love them so much. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's different.
It is. It's different.
Yeah. So, and like for the people who have moved from our city to like a different province, like
Oh,
kudos because that's hard, right? Like you have to fly to see your family, and even then, like when do you see them once, twice a year?
well, you know what? Like right out of high school, Marcus left right after he graduated to move to Vancouver by himself. Didn't even last half a year, and he's like, "Fuck this," and he came home. Like
Yeah.
it's hard,
Hmm.
hard, hard, hard. I couldn't imagine.
And I say so many times, "Oh, I want to leave. I want to move," and
But
then
are we ever going
and then I
to?
take a step back, and I'm like, "Fuck, do I want to?"
Like, yes, it would be good. It would be fun, but like I only live like a 2 minute drive away from my mom, and that's too much some days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even the place that me and my boyfriend live now, I'm like maybe a 5 minute drive away from my parents.
That's,
Literally.
I know.
Actually, like most of my immediate family, like my parents, my sister and niece, my grams, like we're all like within like
Oh,
5 minute drives from each other,
okay, that's, I,
and it's we still don't see each other that often.
yeah, that's true for me too, I guess. Like, my grandparents are 5 minutes away too. Most of my family's pretty close, but
And again, like everybody has their own lives.
yeah,
Like it just gets so hard.
it does. I don't know. And also like with Christmas coming up and stuff, another thing to think about is like as the older sibling, like both of my little brothers still live with my mom. And so like for stuff like Christmas and Thanksgiving, like me and the kids and Marcus go over there, but then they all stay together and we leave because we don't live there. So like
Yeah.
that's sad because all the little moments you're missing
When
that
you
you're
leave.
just that you're just not there for anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually, like for family events, me and my boyfriend are like the last to
to
leave.
go.
Yeah.
Us too. Well, like when the kids allow
Yeah.
it, I guess, but we try and hang around as long as we can too.
Hmm.
It's just little moments, right?
Yeah.
Oh, another thing too, like I know this is so rambly and stuff. It's just like it's I don't know. This is just how we are. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Um another thing I noticed too as like growing up and getting out is like you when you're younger are living like you have forever and you're living like everyone you love has forever. And when you move out, you have to really start like not I'm not saying when you move out, that was the wrong way. When you grow up. So when you're older, you have to start living like no one has forever. So
Hmm.
like you start noticing people like I don't know, when you're little, people don't age to you.
Nope.
Right? Like your mom's just same age always. Your mom's just your mom. Your grandparents are just your grandparents. But you get older and like you really notice people don't have forever anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And you are like watching the clock go. That too, I think, is a hard part of growing up. Like,
And that's when you really are like, okay, these are the people that I really need to like focus my time on.
which ties back into it, right? Like,
Yeah.
make the moments count, which, you don't have that when you're little.
And as like sad as this is why like I try to spend as much time as I can like with my grams too. Like our
Hmm.
walks. We seen each other every day. Even if it was just like our half an hour walk.
Yeah.
That just like means the world, right?
Well, to both of you,
Yeah.
right?
Or like your visits.
Yeah, I go see my grandparents every Thursday, sometimes Tuesdays too.
Yeah.
But once a week, I go the whole day and I go spend the whole day there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's also a form of growing pains, I guess.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, nobody's got forever.
And you either gain or you lose, and that's just how it is.
Fuck, growing up sucks.
It doesn't, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're young, you're like, "Oh, like I wish I was this
Oh,
age."
it's so true.
And then I mean, yeah, growing up is hard, but at the same time, like I enjoy my life now, I would say.
I do too.
It's peaceful. I keep to myself and like don't
Yeah.
really involve like people anymore. That's another thing. You don't involve
Yeah,
everybody in your life as you
yeah,
get older.
that's true. You're more private
Mhm.
for the most part.
Yeah, I feel like at this stage I am very like at peace with like everything.
I think that's a good way to put it. Me too.
No drama, no like
Hmm.
bullshit. just you get up,
Happy.
you live your fucking life, and yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Still some days though, like try to like feed the inner child a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some days where I just still want to like go and get wild. Do I? No. But like you can dream. And
I
like,
was talking about like watching a Disney
oh
movie on the
sorry, I
couch
do
with a
that
bag
too.
of popcorn, and you're like, I go to fucking parties, and no,
I do in my head.
inner, not
Oh,
inner teen,
sorry,
inner like,
Lord.
yeah, thank you, like inner child. Yes, I get inner teenish too, though, where I'm
Yeah.
like, let's go fucking wild,
No.
but no.
Speaking of inner child, though,
Mm-hmm.
we were scrolling on the TV the other night at like all the old like Charlie Brown movies, and like I was like, we're watching all of these,
Oh my god, all the old Christmas classics.
and like old Disney movies and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and like we saved a bunch of them to like our list or whatever. So yeah, I totally get that. I just went like a completely different route.
90% of the reason I even have a Disney Plus subscription is not for my children,
Yeah.
it's for me. So,
Yeah.
that's how I cope with growing up. It's just like,
And it's nice to watch stuff like that back, even like old shows, like TV shows that we used to watch.
mm-hmm,
I love going back because now it's like you understand them in a different way.
mm-hmm. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn. That's what growing up is like,
Yep.
kiddos.
And I like that we have two different perspectives
Mm-hmm.
of like everything.
Always.
So it's like, yeah,
very similar, but very different still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did a late episode today, and the PCOS besties are getting PCOS fatigue over here like fucking grandmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're not spring chickens anymore.
part of growing up.
Not the creaky knees.
Oh god, honest. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to wrap it up. We're not,
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite sure yet which episode's coming next. We have to kind of rearrange stuff a little bit.
Yeah, life got in the way, but
It
either
did.
way, we have our episodes like planned out, and
Mhm.
so you guys get this one, and obviously up until the new year for
Yeah.
sure we have planned out. So
Yeah. And then we might have some changes. Who knows? We'll see.
yeah,
I didn't say anything.
Our season 2.
Yeah, we're gonna go into season 2. But that's it for today. I think we'll leave you guys there. So make sure you like, share, comment, follow, and whatever the fuck else you want to do.
And we'll see you guys in our next episode.
XOXO,
XOXO, go sip girls.